Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. I would like to welcome everyone to Ladies Can Tech 2023, and also appreciate the Harvoxx team for inviting me to speak. I really appreciate the opportunity given to me to speak to the audience today. Today, I'll be sharing with you how to transition into tech the right way. Also, you could send me questions after the session to my email. I'll also be available virtually to take your questions. And I hope that we will all learn something from this session. So, yeah. So I am Owanate, Amachree-Godwin, and I am a technical writer at IUV Labs, mostly experienced in maintaining documentation, writing, creating technical documentation in the blockchain space. I am also the team lead at Techrity Innovation Foundation, a non-profit that helps new talents into tech and build solutions for social good. Yeah, so that's much about me, and I I would like to speak to you today about how to transition into tech. If you would like to take part in this presentation, you can go to menti.com and also enter the code as you see on the screen, so that you can actively participate in the presentation. Yeah, so let's get started. And I would like to ask this question: is there a right way to transition into tech? I know the audience here is a mix of students, it's a mix of tech professionals, it's also a mix of persons who are looking to transition and who have been asking questions: how can I transition into tech? I'm currently in banking, I'm currently in finance, I'm currently in customer service, I'm currently in engineering. How do I transition into tech? So I get a lot of get a lot of questions regarding this topic a lot of times, and I hope that I'll be able to prove to share more or talk about ways that you could transition, or if it's actually a right way to transition into tech. Also, we will be covering practical ways that you could apply. You could transition into tech. Also, the various ways that what you should look out for when transitioning or looking to transition into tech. So, tech is a broad term, and you will need to know a lot of things. You will need to be guided before you actually take that decision to quit your current job or take that decision to change careers. So changing careers is a tough decision to make, and it's not an easy decision. I've been in a situation whereby I I I had to make a decision on how I could transition. I had to look for ways. I had to decide if I really wanted to stay and earn low salary, or if I should take an opportunity presented before me and actually start a career in tech. So I've been faced with this decision before. So I tend to believe that I have a little knowledge about to tell you about ways that you could transition into tech. Also, dealing with people who face this challenge, who ask this question, who come from previously different backgrounds and are looking to start a career in tech. Also, ask me. So I'm going to be sharing with you common knowledge and also what I share with them whenever they reach out to me and ask this question: how do I transition into tech? So, what does it mean to transition into tech? It means you want to change careers from, probably you are from an engineering background, or you are from a technical background, or you are from whatever background you are coming from, but it is not tech, and you want to transition into tech. So you can you this is what it means to transition into tech. Now, why do you need to transition, or why do you think it is a right decision to take? Why do you you might ask yourself, why feel the need to transition? Or basically there are other industries. There is the oil and gas, there is engineering, there's other industries that you could practically work in. So why work in tech? What are the advantages? What are the benefits that I stand to gain if I transition into tech? Now, looking at probably you might want to change career paths. You might want to build your tech skills. You might want to stand out from the crowd. You might want to be at a point where you have competitive advantage in the job market, or you simply you have FOMO, you have the fear of missing out, meaning you probably are doing it for the craze. You probably are doing it because you saw a tech bro on Twitter, or you came across persons who show their workspace, or who talk about tech, and you say, okay, I think this is a place, or this is I should practically copy, or this is something I could do. So you might be, it's in two ways. You might be encouraged to change careers, or at the same time you might feel that you need to be in the what is happening now. You need to be part of what is happening, and you just need to see what's happening overall. The tech space definitely it has a myriad of opportunities for skilled talents, and it's globally, people are with the introduction to remote jobs, and people have the opportunity to take their skills global. It's no longer competition in the local industry, or it's no longer a talk of locally competing. It's now global competition, because people can now work remotely from their homes. So depending on what your needs are, depending on what you're looking to you have for yourself, depending on what you're looking to achieve for yourself, you might fall into any of these category listed here. Overall, it's not an easy walk in the park. Working in tech is not easy. I would like to state that it's not something that you enter in 6 months, or in 3 months, and you want to start working remotely, or you want to start getting the high paying jobs. You have to put in the work. You have to be disciplined. You have to learn. You have to spend your money, because you also be spending um, time, resources. In Nigeria or in Africa, you'll be spending money, financial. You have to buy data. It's expensive when you have to go online to learn. So there are various sacrifices that needs to be made, and it is definitely not a walk in the park. You need to put in the work, and don't expect automatic to blow automatically. And if that's what you came to the event for, or probably you thought, or somebody told you that in the next 3 months, 6 months, you are going to basically get that high paying job. It's most time doesn't work like that. And if you are in that crowd, if you are in that circle of people that are already working remotely, I would like to advise that you watch it, you pay attention, and you follow your path. So it is easy to get into the whole euphoria of, oh, my friend is working remotely, my friend is working in tech, and she's making big, so I don't need to work hard, because if I start in the next 3 months or 6 months, I should be earning money, or whatever. So in any case, in any category you fall in, just ensure that you are in with the right motivation. You have the right motivation. You want to learn. You want to build your skill. You really want to focus on this, you really want to focus on one thing, and you really want to see it through to the end. So be genuinely ready to learn, be ready to contribute, and be ready to grow generally. So what do I need? You might ask, what do you need to successfully transition into tech? First of all, determine what you want. Discover your transferable skill. Determining what you want is very difficult. Most of the persons who reach out to me, they they've expressed concerns of getting into tech. And the first question I asked is, what area in tech do you want to get into? And they usually don't have answers. So you have to research, take your time, learn about the industry, learn about the various careers involved in the industry, learn about what will suit you as a person. It's not about following the crowd. Everybody must not do web development. Everybody must not do design. So take your time, research, get the information that is out there. So any information you need regarding the industry is out there. It's on Google. You just need to search for it. So determine what you want, and this we'll be looking at how you can determine this. Discover your transferable skill. We'll be looking at what a transferable skill is, and also search for opportunities in industry where you have prior experience. So if you have previously worked in other industries and you are looking to transition into tech, look out for opportunities, those same opportunities or those same functions you worked in previous industries. Look for those same job functions or those same career paths in the tech industry. So irrespective of the fact that you might think you only need to develop, you only need to design, those are not the only careers in tech. In tech, there are still marketers, there are still sales, there are still customer service, and any any field or any career, you can basically find them in tech. You just need to look out for that same role that you were working on or that you were in the previous industry. Look out for same opportunities in the tech industry, but with those same titles. So I've had a case whereby somebody reached out to me. Oh, I want to go into tech, and the person has an experience of customer service. Now, the person was like, "Oh, I want to go into technical writing." I said, "No, that's not what you should be you should be talking about. You should be looking at opportunities in the tech industry that allows you to take advantage of your previous experience as a customer service professional. So how can you apply for jobs as a customer service professional in the tech industry? So the title might change, but in most cases it is the same job function. So you should look out for those same job functions in that you were previously working in the previous industry, in the tech industry. So if it was customer care or customer service in the previous industry, you can see the same job function called customer success in the tech industry. So in tech companies might name that job function customer success. So just know that it is mostly the same area, or it is the same field. If and there might be any changes, may need you to just take some certification or just take some courses. So network, you need to network to be able to successfully transition. Now you are currently at an event, Ladies Can Tech. You probably want to start a career in tech. You probably want to grow your network. You probably want to transition, or you are a student. You are looking to gain a tech skill so that you can leverage on this skill whenever you graduate, or to get better opportunities. So network, you are in the right place. I assure you. You have persons, the person sitting close to you might be somebody that would help you in answering questions or in getting some required resources that you might need. So please don't leave the venue without networking or without reaching out to somebody. Um, Training and certification. This is not mandatory. It's if you are privileged to get a training or a certification, you can go for it, but that does not mean you cannot get jobs in tech. So try to get courses, get through the training, but you do not need to spend a whole lot of money to get certified. Get the required courses, get learn from those courses, and ensure that you properly you probably digest those courses, and also volunteer or get an internship. Now this is one underrated part. People who know the secret to this, volunteer for tech companies or volunteer for non-profits or volunteer at events. They also look for ways to get internships, so you can be learning for a while, for a long while, and you probably have not gotten an opportunity rather to utilize what you have learned. So it is wise that you either volunteer or you get an internship. So these are some of these are like it's an easy way. If you could get them, it's an easy way to actually start using your skills practically. So you may ask, what are transferable skills? Some of you might be confused, and I'm purposely talking about it because uh, if you go to the previous slide, you are going to see changing career paths, building tech skills, gaining competitive advantage. You are also going to see what you need to successfully transition. You can see the first three are really not about it's not really about the fact that you need money, or you need you need a MacBook to start. You can see that the first four points are really important. You need to know what you want. You need to know your transferable skill. I need to know how to search for opportunities. I need to know how to network. I need to know how to get opportunities to practicalize what you have learned. So, what are the transferable skills? Now, transferable skills, they are also called portable skills. They are mostly qualities that can transfer from one job to another. So it's important that you are able to highlight your skills, these transferable skills, especially when you are changing jobs. So you don't want a situation whereby you want to start from scratch when going into another industry. Already you have experiences in the previous industry which you can utilize in tech. So you really don't need to throw away or say, oh, I don't have any skill, I don't have any experience, I'm basically starting from scratch. I don't think anybody really starts from scratch, unless you are not privileged to go to school or something. But it's important that you know your transferable skills and you are able to highlight them in your CV, in your cover letter, in interviews. So transferable skills, just as the name says, it is a skill that you can use from one job to another. So if you are changing jobs, if you are changing from accounting to business analysis, you have some skills that you use while working as an accountant. You can still use those same skills as a business analyst. So it is those skills that are really sort of like permanent. They are flexible skills. You don't need to work in it, or you don't need to start from scratch to be able or you don't need to move to another job with zero skills. You basically have some of these skills in your pocket, and it is just all about highlighting it, growing them, and utilizing them effectively in interviews. So, how can I know what transferable skills I have when before looking for a job? Some previously an accountant reached out to me that she wants to get into. She wants to transition into tech. And I asked, okay, do you are you looking to change to get a similar role as an accountant in a tech organization, or are you looking to start from scratch, basically? And she says she wants to start from scratch. Wow. And I like, are you sure you want to start from scratch? Do you really want to leave accounting where you have previous experience and maybe start web development? What about looking at opportunities that can skills that are transferable, that you can use? Probably you can transition into tech as a business analyst from an accounting background, or you can transition into tech from probably as sales, or you could transition into tech as a product manager coming from an accounting background and the rest. So why not look at careers that enables you to utilize your previous experiences as a as somebody who wants to transition from an accounting background or from whatever background. And she says she wants to start from scratch, and I'm like, okay, well, if you have the time, if you have the resources to basically start from scratch, you can do that. So the difference between, of course, whatever you want to start from, it doesn't matter so far as you're able to highlight the transferable skill. Some of these careers I mentioned, they are either technical or they are non-technical. Some are so hard skills and some are soft skills. So hard skills are skills like accounting. Soft skills are skills that mostly have to do with behavioral, our behavior and the rest, and how we interact with people. So transferable skills are just basically, they are more like soft skills, and they can be used in whatever area, whatever industry, whatever, anywhere, whatever skill or whatever career you choose to transition to. Now, according to Indeed, like, there are 12 transferable skills, the top 12 transferable skills, and I'm just going to cover five in this event, because you can practically take your time to research top 12 transferable skills according to Indeed, and you are going to see some of them. Now, it is important that before applying for new jobs, you take your time to consider which skill you currently possess that can be transferred from your previous job to your new job. So, if you are unsure, read the job description for the role that you're interested in, and pay close attention to the skills that is required in that job description, in that for that role. Um, so for it depends on the job description, it depends on the role, the transferable skills will vary, the individual skill, the list will vary. So but there are common skills that employers look for, and this can be found in the 12 top skills by Indeed. So these common skills, they cut across several skills like communication. It is important that you know how to communicate. um, do you have strong communication? Do you know how to communicate both written communication, verbal communication, um, uh, or whatever medium you choose to communicate? Do you know how to communicate effectively? And what is effective communication, you might ask? The effective communication is when the person you are communicating to understands your message, and is able to decipher whatever you are saying. So, are you able to communicate your thoughts? It's really difficult, especially for a person who's working or in remote organizations, in cases whereby you don't see the person physically. Would you be able to communicate your thoughts in an accurate manner that helps the person to understand the task on ground, or what it is you are saying? Are you able to communicate clearly through written text, through whatever medium you're using to communicate, whether it is via Slack or it is via any other medium? Are you able to communicate effectively? Are you able to communicate in such a way that you don't annoy the other person? Because as as somebody who looks forward to working remotely, you might come across with people that are from different backgrounds, different places or different places of the world. So how do you communicate to effectively with audiences that are not, let me say, practical to your local location? So I do you shout when communicating? Do you observe body language when communicating? Do you try to understand from the other person's point of view? Well, where is this person coming from? And also understand that this person might be coming from another background. So, okay, this might be why they are communicating like this, or this is why they asked me like this. So it is important for you to have strong communication skills. It's a really important transferable skills, and it includes confidence. So if you are confident, if you can give and receive feedback, can you receive feedback, and can you speak in public? So these are all transferable skills within communication that you need to really look into and ensure that you highlight them properly in your resume or in your cover letter. Are you dependable? Dependability skill is also important. Um, when working with people, you come across different type of people, and there are some people who are just not dependable, and there are some people who are not cannot be trusted with tasks. So are you somebody who a task can be given to, and your employer can go to rest knowing that that task will be achieved in a timely manner and will also be achieved in the right way? Would you basically do your tasks haphazardly, or are you going to do a perfect work and deliver within the set timelines? So these are what employers are looking for. Employers are looking for people who they can depend on, who they can depend on to assign tasks, and they know that it's going to be perfect. It is not. It is going to be done in a timely manner. So most of the time, if you are somebody who is reliable, who is dependable, you find that yourself being useful to an organization. Even if there are layoffs, most people who are dependable do not are not affected by layoffs. So be somebody who is dependable. Ensure that you're able to drive this message of dependability if you are somebody who is dependable from another industry. So if you are transitioning from whatever industry, and you know that you carry out your tasks on time, you ensure that your tasks you do it effectively, ensure that you highlight that this transferable skill in your new job. So I'm going to rush through this because I have barely few minutes left. So are you somebody that's honest? Are you punctual to meetings? Can you meet deadlines, and do you have work ethic? And can you work with a team? So these are the different areas of dependability. Also, teamwork. There are some people who do not know how to work with people. They have issues working with people. They have issues taking or listening to others, actively listening to others. Can you collaborate? Can you resolve issues? Can you work in a team? Because in a team you are going to meet a lot of people from different backgrounds. So how are you receptive to other people? Do you understand? Do you listen to learn? Do you listen to understand what the other person is saying, or do you listen to react? So if you know that you are an active listener and you are a good collaborator, be sure to highlight these skills whenever you are looking for another job in a new industry. Organization. How organized are you? Are you somebody that your employer can trust to meet deadline, to take proper notes during meetings? So if you are given a task, are you organized enough to know what is expected of you, and to know that, and to complete your project in an efficient manner? So if you are organized, if you know that you are somebody that is organized, it is definitely a good skill to to highlight in your or in your resume. Now, if you are organized, you are definitely somebody who knows how to manage their time. You are definitely somebody who pays attention to detail, and you are definitely somebody who thinks analytically and prioritize. So, if you, these are some of the transferable skills. Somebody who is organized. So, time management, analytical thinking, attention to detail, prioritization. You be sure to highlight these skills as somebody that is organized and under organization skills in your resume. So some of the other skills include adaptability. How fast do you adapt? Can you adapt to changing technologies? In my job, I've been asked to learn how to edit video as a technical writer, and I had to learn that skill within 1 to 3 months. I was able to edit basic. I was able to use basic video editing skills to edit videos. So are you somebody that can easily get on, adapt to a new technology, and adapt to changing demands with your work? If you are given more tasks to do, or if you are given some tasks to do that you don't really know about, are you somebody that can take the pains to learn and adapt to that change, or adapt to whatever tasks that you are given to? So it's important that you are flexible. Are you flexible? Are you creative? Do you have a positive attitude towards your work? Do you enjoy your work? And are you patient? So if you have these skills, be sure to highlight them. Leadership skills. Are you a leader? Have you led a group of people before? Have you delegated tasks? Do you have interpersonal skills? Can you manage projects? Can you take risks? Can you build things? Can you set goals and achieve them? So those are the skills. These skills, employers need them. And if you have been doing these things in your previous job, it is definitely important for you to highlight them in your new CV, or in your new role, in this new role you are applying to be able to succeed and get started in tech. So you can check out other skills like decision making, and yeah, and the rest. So that these are the skills that you should look out for personally. List them out and use that to guide what you write as in your cover letter, or in your curriculum vitae. Now you might ask, what if I have no transferable skill and no existing experience? There's basically, if you are definitely coming from somewhere, it is either you have a degree, it is either you have a talent, it is either you have a soft skill that you are yet to hone. So have you held positions in church? Have you held positions in school as an undergraduate? Have you held positions as a volunteer? Have you held positions, or have you worked in as an intern, or have you volunteered for an event, or have you volunteered for a non-profit? So these are places, or these are areas you could look at to ensure that you know how to highlight your transferable skills. So if you are an undergraduate who previously took part in some leadership positions, maybe you were a class rep, or you did some leadership stuff to do with leadership, or to stuff to do with organization, or stuff to do with decision making, teamwork, working with people, group assignments, be sure to highlight, be sure to properly explain and convey that message in your interview, or as somebody who is transitioning from another industry. So it will help for you to practically highlight, to know how to highlight these skills. It is one thing to have the skills, it is one thing to properly sell, to know how to sell yourself. If possible, look out for persons who can help you, who have been there, who have been in the industry, or who are in similar role that you want to get into. Reach out to them. You can make use of LinkedIn to see persons that are probably in the same role that you're looking to get to, and connect with them, send them messages, try look out for get look out for mentors, getting mentors in those fields that you are looking at, and get people to review your CV, get people to ask your friends what skills, or people who have worked with you, what do you think I know how to do best? What do you think I know how to do very well? So they are going to tell you, and you can take notes of it, and you can properly convey that message in your CV, or in your cover letter, or in the interview. Now, before we are rounding up, before we take questions, these are some of the ways, the real world experiences versus transferable skills. You can see some of the pointers for how you could check out, or you could identify your transferable skill. So if you are somebody who has from real world experience, you've learned how to embrace and respect different races and cultures. um, you have empathy as a transferable skills. It means you have empathy. It means you are culturally aware, which some people don't realize that apart from their culture, there are other cultures that exist. There are other behaviors that exist. So it's some of the transferable skills are also problem solving, relationship building. If you have learned previously in your previous job to stay focused on yourself, as or in the real world experience, you know how to stay focused on yourself, mind your business. It means that a transferable skill that you could highlight is discipline, goal orientation, time management, self-esteem. And also, in for example, in a real world experience, you have found ways to be creative and and think thought-provoking thoughts, or for example, these are for persons who were previously behind bars. That means as a transferable skill, you have strategic thinking. You can easily adapt to any situation, or any situation in the workplace. It means you can communicate and it means you have vision. If you have learned in the real world experience to put the needs of others over your personal needs, it means you have compassion, it means you have patience, it means you have skill teamwork, and it means you are a leader. So look out for these real world experiences, and know how to translate those real world experiences into skills that are transferable. So it will help that you are able to do that in your CV, to be able to properly transition into tech, or to transition from another industry into tech. So you might ask, how in what ways, practical ways, can I highlight, or can I use these skills that we have talked about? So you can use them in your resume summary or objective. At the top of your resume, be sure to use the right keywords that relates to these skills. Also use the keywords that is in the job descriptions in your CV whenever applying for jobs in tech. Use these keywords also when describing your employment history. If you describe, it is good that you are able to describe specific cases that can highlight leadership, specific cases that can highlight how you took the decision that helped to maybe increase profit for the company. It will help that you are able to highlight how you worked in a team, the challenges you faced, and how the team was able to overcome those challenges. So if you are able to describe this in your employment history, you are definitely going to be ahead of others who are not able to highlight the skills. So also under your resume in the skills section, or on LinkedIn, be sure to update your resume, be sure to add all these notable skills, all these transferable skills in your your job search or in your resume. So I'll this is the time to take questions, and I would like to get questions from you. So you can directly send questions on the Menti meter.com, or you can send the message to any, you can ask me questions, and the Harvoxx team is going to get back, send me those questions, and I'm going to reply. So I look forward to receiving your questions and answering them to the best of my knowledge. And I would like to highlight, it is important that you know what you want. It is important that you know your what skills you have previously, so as not to lose your previous experience. It for undergraduates who do not have experience, real world experience, look out, volunteer, get network, get access to people who are in that space that you are looking to go into. You are in the right location, you are in the right place. This is the Ladies Can Tech event, so be sure to use the opportunity to meet, to network, to get access to companies. Companies are present, non-profits are present. Volunteer, get experience, get access to these people, get contacts that can help you, you may not know. So thank you once again to everyone. Thank you to the Harvoxx team. And I've come to the end of this section on how to properly transition into tech the right way.